Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. President Draupadi Murmu arrived in Imphal on Thursday on a two-day visit to Manipur. During her visit, the President will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone for several development-led projects at the City Convention Centre in Imphal. President Draupadi Murmu addressed a civic reception hosted in her honour by the government of Manipur at Imphal. Addressing the gathering, the President said that the Indian government is committed towards harmony and development in the state of Manipur. In the ongoing winter session, both the houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, were adjourned for the day on Thursday. The Lok Sabha took up the bills for appropriation to use funds from the Consolidated Fund of India and discussed on the matter post the question hour and the zero hour. The upper house concluded the debate on the 150 years of Vande Mataram with the closing remarks being made by Leader of the House, J.P. Nadda. The Rajya Sabha later took up the discussion on electoral reforms in India and allocated 10 hours for the debate, which will be continuing with the discussions tomorrow. At the Italy-India Business Forum held in Mumbai on Thursday, Italy's Deputy Prime Minister Antonio Tajani and India's Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal, jointly emphasized accelerating economic collaboration across key sectors. Union Minister Piyush Goyal spoke about the deep bond shared between the two nations and emphasized close cooperation between India and Italy. Deputy Prime Minister of Italy, Antonio Tajani, said that he believes in India and wishes to work more with the country. Piyush Goyal also inaugurated the SEZ's new enterprises and service tower, Nest 02, in Mumbai on Thursday. Speaking at the event, Minister Piyush Goyal highlighted the role of the building in advancing ease of doing business and support the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Addressing the keynote session at the Building India's AI Frontier event in Bengaluru, Microsoft Chairman and CEO Satya Nadella has predicted that India will become the world's leading community on GitHub by 2030. Indigo Airlines on Thursday announced that it will offer travel vouchers worth 10,000 rupees to each of the passenger whose flights were cancelled or delayed for long during December 3rd to 5th. The compensation would be in addition to the amount that needs to be provided to the passengers for flight cancellations under DGCA norms. A Delhi court on Thursday dismissed anticipatory bail of Saurabh Luthra and Gaurav Luthra, owners of the Goa club, where at least 25 people died in a fire accident on the 6th of December. Both the accused have been detained at Phuket in Thailand and a process is underway to bring them to India. Thai government has informed the Indian embassy in Thailand. Union Minister of New and Renewable Energy, Prasar Joshi, took part in the handover of the cell electric vehicle Toyota Mirai handover in New Delhi. Toyota Mirai is a unique hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicle. An MOU exchange ceremony also took place between National Institute of Solar Energy and Toyota Kirloskar Motor for the pilot project on hydrogen use in the mobility sector. Minister Prasar Joshi drove the car powered by hydrogen to the Parliament House complex on Thursday. The car is powered by hydrogen and only emits water vapour. Speaking at the United Nations Security Council briefing on the UN assistance mission in Afghanistan, India's permanent representative to the UN, Parvatineni Harish, condemned airstrikes, killing of innocent women, children and cricketers in Afghanistan by Pakistan. US Representative Bill Wisenga has termed ties with India as a defining relationship of the 21st century during the House Foreign Affairs South and Central Asia Subcommittee's hearing titled The US-India Strategic Partnership Securing a Free and Open Indo-Pacific. India's Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi met with Chief Advisor to the President of Brazil, Celso Amorim, Minister of Defense of Brazil, José Múcio Monteiro. During the ongoing official visit to Brazil, both the sides discussed comprehensive review of the expanding India-Brazil defense engagements. Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbaran Sonowal, launched India's first indigenously developed hydrogen-fueled vessel at Varanasi's Namo Ghat on Thursday. Indian equity indices ended on a positive note with Nifty around 25,900 on Thursday. Nifty 50 was up 141 points to close at 25,899.95. At close, the Sensex at the BSE added 421 points at 84,813.06. Indian rupee ended near record low at 90.36 per dollar on Thursday. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of February were priced at 1,30,846 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for the 5th of March maturity stood at 1,93,215 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. The Asian Development Bank has raised its growth forecast for India to 7.2%, up from 6.5% for financial year 2025-26, citing stronger third quarter expansion and tax cuts that have been boosted consumption. Apple expanded its India footprint on Thursday with the launch of its fifth store in Noida's DLF Mall. The outlet showcases the full range of Apple products and is supported by around 80 staff members, operating entirely on renewable energy and fully carbon-neutral footprints. Brent crude oil futures were priced at $61.48 per barrel on Thursday. The US Federal Reserve has cut its key interest rate by 0.25%, putting it in a range of 3.5% to 3.75% on Wednesday, its lowest level in 3 years. The cut aims to support the economy while keeping rates near neutral. Fed Chair Jerome Powell said the Fed has cut rates by 75 basis points since September and 175 points since last year, bringing the funds rate to a neutral range and allowing time to monitor the economy. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz held a press conference with NATO General Secretary Mark Rutte on Thursday. Merz said that he expected talks with the US officials this weekend on a proposal put forward by the European side for peace in Ukraine. Merz also said that a proposal outlining territorial concessions that Ukraine is prepared to make has been sent to the US President Donald Trump, adding that the goal is to find a path towards ending the conflict. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Thursday that all misunderstandings with the United States over Ukraine had been resolved following a meeting earlier this month between President Vladimir Putin and US envoy Steve Witkoff. The Kremlin said on Thursday that Russia was interested in attracting additional foreign investments after the reports that the US plan for peace in Ukraine includes proposals to invest in Russia, rare earths and energy. Trump said European partners were urging a meeting in Europe over the weekend involving both Ukrainian President Zelensky and the United States. Trump also added that the Ukraine had not had an election in a long time. Zelensky said that he had discussed with Ukraine's parliament legal and other issues linked to the possibility of holding an election and urged other countries not to apply pressure on the issue. The United States has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. President Donald Trump informed this ratcheting up tensions with Caracas in a move that also raised oil prices. The US has imposed sanctions on the tanker for what Washington said was involvement in Iranian oil trading when it was called the Odessa. Thailand and Cambodian troops entered their fourth day on Thursday as homes destroyed by artillery shelling during the clashes. The ongoing armed conflict has devastated multiple areas, prompting villagers to abandon their homes. Cambodia said Thailand had caused a heavy civilian death toll during border clashes on Wednesday. Cambodia's Defense Ministry spokesperson on Thursday said the Thai army had killed 11 civilians, injured 74 and damaged important temples. Speaking on the Thailand and Cambodia traded accusations of targeting civilians in artillery and rocket attacks, Trump said he was scheduling a phone call for Thursday with Thailand and Cambodia regarding the conflict between the two Southeast Asian countries. US lawmakers approved a sweeping defense bill bolstering European security, a sharp rebuke to President Donald Trump's mounting threats to downgrade Washington's ties to traditional allies and NATO. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said that about 152,600 migrants have been sent to Mexico since US President Donald Trump took the office in January, including non-Mexicans. A federal judge in California on Wednesday ordered an end to Donald Trump's deployment of National Guard troops to Los Angeles and directed that they be returned to the control of the state's Democratic governor. President Donald Trump has launched a scheme offering fast-tracked US visas to wealthy foreigners who can pay at least $1 million. After months of hiding, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado appeared in Oslo, Norway, after winning the Nobel Peace Prize. Machado visited the Norwegian Parliament and addressed a press conference with the Norwegian Prime Minister. Machado said she was hopeful her country would become a beacon of hope and democracy as she spoke publicly for the first time since receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. A military court in Pakistan has sentenced the former head of Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence Spy Agency, Faiz Hamid, who served during the tenure of jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan, to 14 years in prison on charges including violation of state secrets and misuse of authority on Thursday. Bangladesh will vote on February the 12th to elect a new parliament, its first national election since a student-led uprising forced then Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to flee the country last year. A day after a world-first social media ban on under-16s went live, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese visited a school on Thursday and spoke to the students. The government said it would take some time for the platforms to set up the processes to do this. Time to take a quick and short break. We'll be right back.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. Let's continue. India's capital, New Delhi, has shown slight improvement in AQI index, with air quality improving in major areas. Large parts of north and central India are bracing for a harsher than usual winter, with the Met Department warning of normal to below normal minimum temperatures across various regions from December till February. IMD has forecast very dense fog across northeastern UP, with dense fog in parts of various states of northeast. The temperatures across Jammu and Kashmir plunged to freezing levels amid continuing cold wave. Heavy flooding has hit northern England after Storm Pram brought intense rain and winds. Storm Pram triggered severe travel disruption, with buses, trains and flights delayed or cancelled. In US, severe flooding hit western Washington as an atmospheric river brings severe storms and heavy rain across the region. The US National Weather Service issued fresh alerts, warning of landslides, catastrophic flooding across western Washington and parts of northern Oregon. Heavy floods and flash torrents swept through Suleimania province in northern Iraq's Kurdish region. Iraqi authorities temporarily closed Baghdad International Airport on Thursday due to a thick fog that has reduced visibility. Germany's capital, Berlin, has turned into Hawkins this holiday season, with a 100-meter queue forming daily outside the special Stranger Things Christmas market. In Ghana's capital, Accra, towering Christmas trees made entirely from discarded plastic bottles are lighting up the streets, drawing crowds eager to take photographs. The 20-feet tree is the work of environmentalist Makafui Awuku, who's been collecting plastic waste from Accra streets and turning it into public art installations since 2017. Mexico City's main avenue is glowing red as poinsettia flowers take over for the Christmas season. The flower has been part of Mexican tradition since ancient times and now fills homes, businesses and public spaces across the capital. Dozens of endangered sea turtles have been moved into the Florida Keys Turtle Hospital for the winter, seeking respite from the cold. These endangered ectothermic turtles are being rehabilitated from the colder conditions. In low temperatures, their metabolism slows down, they stop eating and are unable to swim. A rare dinosaur fossil known as Spike is about to go under the hammer in London on Thursday. In France, around 50 farmers are mobilizing to prevent the slaughter of a herd of 200 cows after a case of contagious nodular dermatitis was detected on the farm. In Nepal, a musical evening of devotional songs and lighting of lamps was held at the Pashupati temple premises to celebrate Deepavali's inscription on UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage. India's busiest airport, Delhi Airport, has lit up the T3 approach road with a spectacular 47-foot Christmas tree, setting the festive spirit in motion for thousands of travelers. Delhi Tourism has launched a new morning tour that lets the visitors watch the weekly change of guard ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan and get closer views for photographs. UNICEF Foundation Day is being observed today, marking the 79th anniversary of the United Nations Children Fund. Indian Railways has taken major steps to ensure comfort of the specially abled by providing wheelchairs across 5,868 stations across the country to the attendants of specially abled senior citizens free of cost to escort them to and from the railway stations. Supriya Sahu, the additional Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu's Department of Environment, Climate Change and Forests, has won the UN Environment Programme's 2025 Champions of the Earth Award. American actor Johnny Depp will produce the first English-language adaptation of the Russian novel The Master and the Margarita through his In Point 2 film. The project was unveiled at Saudi Arabia's Red Sea Film Festival. Sophie Kinsella, English writer and author of the Shopaholic book series, passed away on Wednesday at the age of 55. She'd been diagnosed with the disease, which is an aggressive brain cancer, back in the year 2022. Hollywood film Avatar, Fire and Ash unveiled its new Devanagari logo on the Ganga banks in Banaras, highlighting its growing connection with the Indian audiences. It releases on the 19th of December this year. Hollywood stars Zendaya and Robert Pattinson's upcoming film, The Drama, has teased an engagement twist with its newly unveiled poster, surprising the fans. The movie is set to release in theatres on the 3rd of April next year. First look images from Hollywood stars Dove Cameron and Evan Jogia's thriller series 56 Days have been released. All 8 episodes premiere on an OTT platform on the 18th of February next year worldwide. Bollywood superstar Salman Khan attended the Golden Globes Gala dinner during the Red Sea Film Festival on Wednesday, sharing the spotlight with Hollywood stars Idris Elba and Edgar Ramirez. Bollywood actor Alia Bhatt was honoured with the Golden Globes Horizon Award at the 5th edition of Saudi Arabia's Red Sea International Film Festival for her remarkable contribution to cinema and her rising impact as a global creative talent. Indian comedian Kapil Sharma's The Great Indian Kapil Show returns with Season 4 on the 20th of December on OTT platforms. The makers of Perfect Family have officially announced Season 2 of the series that marked Pankaj Tripathi's debut as a producer. Indian actor Jitendra Kumar of the Panchayat series fame is set to star in the upcoming rom-com Tedi Hai Par Meri Hai, presented by Remo D'Souza. India's eastern city of Kolkata is all set to welcome Argentina football star Lionel Messi on Friday. Messi will inaugurate his world's largest statue, which is 70 feet tall in the city. As part of the grand welcome, Messi's fans have created a replica of his Inter Miami home with life-sized cutouts and statues of Messi and his family. The ICC announced that the sale of tickets for the 2026 Men's T20 Cricket World Cup has officially started. New Zealand were bowled out for 278 runs in the second innings of the second test against the West Indies in Wellington, taking a lead of 73 runs. New Zealand suffered a massive blow ahead of next year's ICC Women's T20 Cricket World Cup title defence as spinner Eden Carson ruled out due to a shoulder surgery. Reigning champions Australia have named their squad for the upcoming ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup, with left-hand batter Oliver Peake leading the side. India will host the first Commonwealth Kho-Kho Championship in March 2026, in which more than 24 nations are participating. In Junior Hockey Women's World Cup, India will take on Spain in Chile today. Organisers for the 2026 Winter Olympics have sold nearly 70% of the tickets less than 2 months before the opening ceremony. Nico O'Reilly's strike and Erling Haaland's penalty helped Manchester City beat Real Madrid by 2-1 in a tense Champions League contest. Arsenal outclassed Club Brugge by 3-0 to make it 6 victories out of 6 matches in Champions League, virtually guaranteeing automatic qualification for the last 16. Paris Saint-Germain played out their first goalless draw of the season against Athletic Bilbao in Champions League. Juventus defeated Pafos by 2-0 to climb up the 17th place in Champions League table standings. And the Indian Olympic Association and the Italian National Olympic Committee signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen bilateral cooperation in the field of sports. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.